What do you get if you mix a super trend with the stochastic RSI and the 200 EMA? Today we're going to be looking at that, so let's get straight to it. Hi guys, I hope you're all going extremely well. My name's David and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the triple super trend, the stochastic RSI and also the 200 EMA. We're going to be coding all of that in Pine script so we can backtest it using bots and also use it hopefully for a bot to earn us money trading. If you enjoy the content on this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and like. I will be testing a new strategy every week. We will also be discussing all of this in our Discord group, which you can find below, and you can also become a VIP member thanks to everybody in the Patreon group. Okay, let's get straight to it. Let's go and have a look at this strategy. Right, okay, to have a look at this strategy, I actually found this strategy on YouTube, but with a YouTuber called tradepro. I don't know if you actually know this YouTuber, but it's absolutely brilliant content. One of the reasons that I actually started this was thanks to his YouTube channel. So if you like this kind of content, why not go and subscribe to his channel as well? Okay, so let's go and have a look at the actual strategy proposed by TradeView. Okay, so the idea here is we have three super trends here, as you can see, the stochastic RSI and also the EMA. The super trends that you can download here, add them to your chart, by typing Supertrend, and then you'll find it the first number. Right. The first super trend is on 10 and 1 here in the settings. The second super trend is at 11 and multiplier ATR at 2. And then the third super trend would be 12 and 3. Okay, the stochastic RSI is on default settings, and the EMA 200, as you can see, is just simply a EMA 200. Okay, to get a position in the market here, what we need is for our stochastic RSI. Well, first of all, we need to make sure that we are above the 200 for longs and below the 200 for short positions. And then we're looking for a crossover in the stochastic RSI under the 20. And then we make sure that we're here and we have at least two of these super trends are green. So this would have been an entry here, most probably here. So this would have been an entry around here. And that is how we take our entries. Now in the code, as always, we'll be using the boilerplate, so you'll be able to set up your own profit and loss. So let's get the code all together and let's start coding this. First thing I'm going to do is click these two curly brackets up here to get the super trend codes here. Now I'm going to have to do this 3 times as it's the same script, so it's going to have to be renamed. So first things first, I have to go up here and add my boilerplate and rename it. So I'm going to click boilerplate, and that's added all of my simple information here. Now I'm going to go to the code here. I'm going to click code on boilerplate and create a new version of it, calling it the 3 super trend. I will rename this afterwards. And then we'll add it to the chart. Need to change it here. 3 super trend, perfect. And we're going to save and add to chart. And then I can remove my boilerplate and we can start coding. Right, the first thing we need to do is go and get the code from the super trends, like I said. So I'm going to copy and paste this here 3 times. I'm going to do the same for the EMA here, copy and paste this into my code. And then the third one was the stochastic RSI, which we won't actually plot, so I'll just copy it from here up to here. Right, I'm going to copy and paste them into the code. Let's go. I'm going to fast forward this bit so you don't actually have to watch it, because it's pretty boring copy and pasting all of this code into my boilerplate. Right, so let's go. Right, here we are. This is my finished version of the actual script. So let's have a look at how this works. As I said earlier, at the stochastic RSI, below the 200, we'll take a position here. And above the 200, we're in a stochastic RSI and we're in the green, we'll take a position as a long. Okay, so let's have a look at the code which we've done in the background. Right, let's go up here. Right, okay, the first thing I did was added the rules so that I could find my way through this strategy as it got a bit complicated as I went along. The 200 EMA, as you saw, I just copied and pasted that earlier. Literally, the only thing that I changed in the code was that I actually made it green when the 200 EMA was below the price and red when it was above it. Just makes it easier for us to see. Then this Stoch RSI, I literally copied and pasted that. I added two variables which are in the settings here. If you click the settings up here and we go to input and we go to the overbought and oversold levels, that means that we can change it and optimize the actual strategy. So now we have these two lines actually inside the settings here. So that's the 20 and 80. And then I added some logic, which would be the K if it's above the D, just to make sure that we're going in the right direction and they're above. Okay, just making sure that the D and the K, if we're looking for a long position, is below the 20, which is the oversold here. And for a short position, we are looking to make sure that the K is above the 80 here, which is above overbought. So that's that, the 80. Perfect. And then the next thing that we're looking for is a crossover, so crossover K and D here, and we're going to be making sure that we're still in that area above that area. If you're not into code, just fast forward right now and you can go straight to where we're looking into the strategy results and how you can optimize it and make it better. Okay, right, okay, so also another thing that I didn't suggest earlier was that tradepro actually said if the cross happens when two lines were here, let's have a look, see if we can find one very quickly. For instance, if the cross happens here, for instance, and we're below the 80, and we could actually wait for it to come all the way up to the 50 before actually getting two green lines where it would have taken a position here, but that didn't actually happen. Where have I got an example here? Nope. Would this be an example? Crossover? No, neither. Okay, so anyway, just make sure that this goes all the way up to, can have the chance to get a position all the way up to the 50 line here in the middle, if there was three red lines, for example, here. Okay, let's go back to the code, so you can change that 50 area to a bit lower or a bit higher. And then we added the three Supertrends. So I just literally copied and pasted them, and the only thing that I did was added a 2 here, period 2, multiplier 2, and I also called it trend 2. I also did the same for 3, so that we could add 3 super trends. I added some notes here because it got rather complicated. I even tried a couple of strategies that I found elsewhere, but it didn't work out. Now the idea that actually happened for me was that I actually added up the three super trend numbers, so trend 1, 2 and 3 together, and if it was less than above 1, that meant that 2 of the lines were above the price, and if it was lower than -1, it meant that 2 of the red lines were above the price. Okay, so that actually worked out quite well. Here we're literally adding the descriptions to the dashboard so we know exactly where we are all the time here. And then we had a K up. Okay, this was what I was talking about, the 50 line earlier, just so that you can actually change that 50 line. And that was it. Here we just put the logic in to make sure that we are always above the 200 EMA, because sometimes it drops below the 200 EMA between the two, which caused the strategy having worse results. So that's it. I literally saved, and let's go and have a look at the strategy and how it works. Okay, on default settings, I'm here on the Bitcoin at 30 minute. Now this is the lowest possible settings. I mean, I haven't changed anything whatsoever. You can actually optimize this by using the settings button here. We've gone through 343 tests at 56.85% profitable, and we're at 1.194 profit right. So as you can see, it has a potential to be quite a good strategy. There is quite a few good entries here. There's also a couple of bad ones, which one here, for instance. Other things that you could change is the way that you take profit, because I believe that this is on the default settings yet of taking a percentage, fixed percentage here. So you could use the ATR, the higher lows and the higher highs. I believe that TradePro actually puts his stop loss on this bottom green green line here, and then he times 2 that price. So that wouldn't have actually worked on that one, but it's a good way of adding your stop loss. I will actually code that in version 2. We are currently at version 1.0.1. In 0.2, I will actually try coding that in there for us. Okay guys, as you can see, it's not a bad strategy. It has potential. We could actually change some bits and bobs to make it even better. Wasn't the results I was expecting straight away, but I think that mainly is because of the stop loss and the take profit levels. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. You can download this completely for free and add it to your charts on TradingView. Just literally go and find David Tech and you can find all of my trading view strategies absolutely for free. If you want some of the code, you can join me on the Discord as a VIP Patreon member. There's also the Discord for free for everybody to come and join and come and talk about strategies, suggest your strategies, and just come and chat with me about trading or coding or anything you like. Have a great day guys, and as always, keep coding, keep safe. I'm going on holiday, so I'll see you very soon, and I probably will be next to a swimming pool. I hope. I'm going to the south of France. So anyway, have a great day, goodbye, keep safe, keep coding, goodbye, bye guys.